For cheap D2R items, visit aoeah.com. You get 3% off with the code ARIAD. Check the link in the description. Hello and welcome to my Ultimate Season Start Guide, which contains lots of useful information and overviews that can help you at the start of the ladder. For the first playthrough, I recommend forming teams or simply joining public games, so you can get through the game much faster than alone. To master the final bosses of the 5 acts without any problems, you should watch your resistances. For Andariel you need poison resistance, which you can also improve a little by using elixirs. When drinking more than one, the duration stacks up, not the effect, but you should also have some for the use in combat to stop poison damage ticks. For Duriel you mainly need cold resistance and thawing potions. For Mephisto on the other hand, lightning and cold resistance. Although fire is also important on the way to Mephisto, as we have cadaver explosions from dolls, fireballs from ghoul lords and the hydras from the High Council. When fighting Diablo, we need fire and lightning resistance. The red rays he shoots are lightning damage. Against Baal, you mainly need cold and fire resistance. I can also recommend my pathfinding guides to everyone, including the basic video, which explains the mechanics of how Diablo 2 generates the maps. This will help you to understand the information from the pathfinding guides even better. You will find many links in the description below. Now let's move on to an overview of the runewords for the beginning. For getting bases, the cow level is the best place to be. On normal mode, you can also pick up blank broadswords and crystal swords in the cow level to socket them at Larzuk. They will then get exactly 4 sockets. The number of sockets an item can get depends on the internal item level. For drops from regular monsters, it's equal to the area level of the corresponding area. In this overview you can see how many sockets are possible depending on the item type and level. Larzuk will always put in the maximum. An overview with the area levels for each area can be found at the end in the super sheets. However, it should be noticed that the number of sockets can also be limited by the exact item type, so mage plates for example can only get a maximum number of 3 sockets, like all other non-elite body armors. And some types of necromancer ones can only get 1 socket, so you have to be careful. Next we have the cube recipes. At the beginning, those for upgrading runes and items and the socketing recipes are the most interesting. However, the number of sockets you get here is random, so you have to be aware of that. Here you can see all the overviews from my Horadric Cube video. Let's continue with my build overview. Here you can see a typical starting skill tree progression for all classes. These are popular because they have a good kill speed for rushing through the game. An Amazon plays poison javelins, but around level 40 you can also reskill to lightning. She will stay that in the endgame, unless you want to play a Boazan. The assassin first plays Fire Blast and Wake of Fire, but in Nightmare she can also reskill to lightning yet. Fire Blast conveniently is a synergy, so we also have something for lightning immune opponents as well. In this setup, the assassin can then farm her equipment for the desired build. The Mosaic Assassin is of course the strongest option here, as she can farm everything and even runs Über Tristram easy. For a quick playthrough, Necromancers first rely on teeth and bone spears combined with cadaver explosions. At the end, they can then reskill to Summoner or Poison, or just remain Bone Necros. Barbarians are best to play Frenzy first. I recently showed a strong budget build that really does fine using 2 cheap Runeword weapons. In the endgame, there are various options. For a paladin, it's best to start as a Firedin. Like this, you can run through the game very easy until you confront the first fire immune monsters. But as soon as you have some items with extra cast rate and skills, you can reskill to Hammerdin. In the end, there are many different ways to work with the paladin. I really like the Templar Vindicator who uses Smite and Fist of Heavens. Playing a sorceress, you have various options at the beginning. Nova and Fireball builds are popular, and of course you definitely play Static Field and Teleport. The Frost Nova is very practical for freezing enemies and can also be used as a one-point skill. For Hell, a Firewall Blizzard hybrid is a good solution until you have the necessary items to play the mono build you like. When reskilling too early, you will have to accept that you only can farm a few areas efficiently. For the Druid, his Poison Creeper is a very fast and comfortable choice. Another starting alternative would be the Fire spells, focused on Fissure or Molten Boulder. For avoiding problems with immunities, I recommend reskilling to Hurricane and Tornado at the end of Nightmare. That's also the best build to farm the gear for the build you wanna play in the end. Let's move on to the farm spots. These ones are popular for different reasons, like special drops, high monster density, or nice reachability. In the first act, the tower is great of course, thanks to the countless rune drops. On Hell, she also drops terror keys for the Übertristram event. What some people don't know, there are also super chests in the tower, so be sure to watch my video about super chests. The cow level is great for farming bases, and since cows have a higher rune drop chance than regular mobs, you can also go there for rune hunting. In Hell, the pit is a T85 area, and Andariel can of course also be worth farming. In Act 2, the Arcane Sanctuary is a popular place, not only because of the Summoner's Hate keys. There are also super chests, and the ghosts have a good rune drop chance, even higher than the cows, but ghosts don't appear in such large numbers. The Stony Tomb is a T85 area with many elite mobs in small space, and what is also very nice for some builds, there are no fire immune monsters. In the third act we have of course Mephisto and Travinkal, but I also like the Arachnid Lair next to the first waypoint. It's a small level 85 area where you can find around 4 elite packs. In Act 4, the Chaos Sanctuary with Diablo is of course the most popular place to go, and in Act 5 we would finally have Bale and Nila Tuck. But Pindle and the 2 super unique monsters at the first waypoint are also popular spots. They are quick to reach, and Pindle can even drop high quality loot. As an example, I have created an ideal farming strategy for the Assassin, limited on 3 farm spots: Tower, Arcane and Cow level. All 3 are easy to farm with the Trapzin build, and we want to get the Mal and Ghoul runes for double Mosaic as quickly as possible. The Countess is of course great because she can even drop these runes, and in the Cow level you can also be lucky. And sooner or later you are very likely to find your claw bases there. Trading keys and runes is also a fundamental factor to succeed faster. You can apply a different farming routine for your build, depending on the needs and which spots you can farm well. The example with the Assassin just shows how you can proceed with maximum efficiency. Like this, it is possible to get double Mosaic after just 24 hours of playing. Finally, you can see my ultimate super cheat sheets for all acts. I wish you a successful ladder start, take care, and may the loot be with you.
Follow me. Come on. Thank you.